My name is Ormaster101.
And I'm Zerieti, and we're starting a new series called Dinofact Fridays. If we post on Friday, I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm actually playing this time, which is unusual, seeing as Ormaster's a better computer, but I'm playing a fan favorite game, or my personal favorite game, Jurassic Park Operation Genesis. And today we are going to be talking about our favorite dinosaurs from the Morrison Formation. The Morrison Formation is a Jurassic, like a mid to late Jurassic formation of rock that stretches all the way from northern Montana down to southern New Mexico. And it contains one of the richest fossil beds in the Americas. And it contains my three favorite dinosaurs, which are Brachiosaurus bronchi, Stegosaurus, and Ceratosaurus. And it contains your favorite dinosaur.
The Triceratops, the Velociraptor, and the Brontosaurus.
The Morrison Formation does not, in fact, contain the Triceratops or the Velociraptor, but it does contain the Brontosaurus.
You told me to pick my three favorite dinosaurs. Those are my three favorite dinosaurs.
Anyway, we're going to be loading a park that I have been running for a while because one thing you'll notice about this game is the game's fairly restrictive because it was made for the Xbox, the PlayStation 2, and the computer all at the same time. Which means they automatically limit you to like 3 dig sites, which means you get 3 dinosaurs a piece for each dig site, so you get, what's 3 times 3? You get 9 species of dinosaurs. I hacked this to unlock all the dig sites, so we can use like 30 species of dinosaurs. But the Triceratops is actually native to the Hell Creek Formation. The Triceratops is a fairly cool dinosaur, but it's from the late Cretaceous. It's actually one of the last dinosaurs to ever live. Non-avian dinosaurs to ever live, because birds are dinosaurs.
And the Cretaceous period was about 68 million years ago.
Yep. Well, as the Jurassic was 150.
Let me just fact check that real fast.
Okay. Well, I'm going to show you around the park that I've built so far. We've got Torosaurus, which were also native to the Hell Creek Formation. And this park's kind of weird.
How's it weird?
Oh, because I'll show you guys the layout. So my park is actually split into 2 separate dinosaur parks. I have my Site A, which is my amusement park area. As you can see, I have 4 exhibits. I think I have Torosaurus, Pachycephalosaurus, and Homocillophil, which are Pachycephalosaurus relative from Mongolia. Then I have my Jurassic period herbivore enclosure. Then I have Dilophosaurus, which are listed as native to the Morrison Formation, even though they're not, because they're from the early Jurassic, while the Morrison Formation is the late Jurassic period. But as you can see with the dinosaur summary on this.
Just to let everybody know, the Jurassic period was 201.3 million years ago. That is what I looked up.
Is when it started?
Yes, it started at 201.3 million years ago.
Yeah, and on this Jurassic Park thing, it says that it was from the mid-Jurassic, but it's actually from the early Jurassic. It's here for Dryosaurus, which it wasn't because Dryosaurus existed in the late Jurassic. They are native to the Morrison Formation, though. And it requires medium security, and I have low security, so I should probably upgrade that. And I have, trying to remember what the fuck. Oh, my computer glitched.
I
I want to say, well, let's do a dinosaur summary. I have 6 Dilophosaurs, and they all are in one pack, which we don't know if they hunt in packs. We know for a fact they hunt in pairs, at least. But I'm going to activate a cheat code so I can get money, because I have closed the park because there's a hurricane going on. Or a twister or whatever. Just happened.
dollar bills, y'all.
I have to check the weather. Hey, look, there's Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah, he's in
I
this
wish I
game.
could see him.
What are you talking about? You're right beside me, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, I am. Totally like the static that's like,
We're in a heat wave right
next
now.
to him.
Okay, so I have Torosaurus up here. Dilophosaurus are down here. Here are the Pachycephalosaurs. And these guys are alright. They're from the Hell Creek Formation. They're actually one of the last species of dinosaur to live. What is going on in my emergency thing? Okay, so Dr. Grant has found amber.
Like amber, as in like the stuff that comes off trees that usually has like dead insects. Well, not dead insects, more like fossilized insects.
I have Spinosaurus DNA.
Neat.
Anyway, and then here's the Homocilophiles, which are from the Cheney Formation, which is where Velociraptors are from. And Velociraptors are actually only like 3 feet tall and they look kind of like turkeys. That's the Homocilophiles cry. But over here is the Jurassic area, which has my favorite dinosaur.
Dino dinosaur.
Brachiosaurus bronchi. Actually, interesting fact about Brachiosaurus bronchi, it actually says it on the Jurassic Park right here in the fossil hunt. And as you can see, I've unlocked all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, 9. All 9 dig sites. And this is the Flaming Cliffs. So it's not the Cheney Formation. The Flaming Cliffs, which are in Mongolia, in the Mongolian desert. And that's where you find Velociraptor, Gallimimus, and Homocilophiles. In this game, you also find Therizinosaurus, Protoceratops, a whole host of interesting early Cretaceous animals. There's also now the dinosaur that are in the Jurassic Park that you see that are Velociraptors are actually much more closer in relationship to what would be Dakota Raptors, which are actually named to the Hell Creek Formation alongside Triceratops, Pachycephalosaurus, Edmontosaurus, Tyrannosaurus Rex, Torosaurus, those type ones, and Alamosaurus, which is another cool sauropod. But to break down, like everyone knows, the 3 time periods in the dinosaurs were the Triassic when they just got their start, the Jurassic when they got really big, and the Cretaceous is when you get all of the 5-star ones like T-Rex and Velociraptor and Triceratops.
I was gonna say, and the Cretaceous where they all got really murdered.
Yeah, at the end. And what was I saying about... now, it's actually not fair to say, because in the Cretaceous, a lot of people think all the sauropods went extinct in the Jurassic. But no, you see like Alamosaurus and like the Titanosaurs. Like, yeah, your Brontosaurs and your Patasaurs go extinct. But your Titanosaurs get massive. And you see like Argentinosaurus and some of the largest dinosaurs to ever live near the end of the Jurassic, early Cretaceous. The Titanosaurs last well into the Cretaceous, along with Alamosaurus, which was one of the last dinosaurs to ever live, and actually was a contemporary of other creatures like Tyrannosaurus and like Ceratopsians. And it lived in North America as well. It lived further south than the other ones. They lived up in the Canada area, but still very much prevalent. Really, like, there's a lot more dinosaurs than just what you learn at first glance. But anyway, what I was saying with the Morrison Formation, now it's shown here in like Mexico and Florida, which is wrong. The map's off, but it's much more close to where they have the Hell Creek Formation, which honestly that looks like it would be where the Morrison Formation should be, because there's Dinosaur National Monument, which is during the Bone Wars where they found all of the Jurassic dinosaurs from. Now, in this game, it lists Brachiosaurus as native to Morrison Formation B, and it's native to the Tanaguru beds in the Jurassic. And for a long time, we did think that possibly North America and Africa were fairly close, because you see a lot of animals that look very similar. You see in the Tanagura beds versus the Morrison Formation. I'll go down the list real fast of dinosaurs. Oh, that's big.
What?
As you can see here, like here's a good comparison right here. So in the Morrison Formation, we have the iconic Stegosaurus, which is like one of the largest stegosaurs to ever live. And it's very much the classic stegosaur, even though it's not a good example of stegosaurs, because a lot of stegosaurs don't have plates and then tail spikes. They have a lot of spikes on them, which is what you see with this Kentrosaurus here. And the Kentrosaurus is named for the Tanagura beds. But you see, like in the Morrison Formation, you have Stegosaurus in the Tanagura beds, and you have Kentrosaurus in both formations. Let's see if I can't. In both formations, along with one in Portugal, you see smaller carnivores like ceratosaurs, which, like this one right here, which is my favorite carnivore. They say they're cannibals in this game, but we have evidence of them hunting in packs. Well, not packs, in pairs. And they were very much a smaller carnivore, but a faster carnivore. They mostly probably stuck to hunting in forests. And it says its favorite prey in this game, if I can find it. They say its favorite prey is the Dryosaurus, which is fair. Now, it says it lived in the late Jurassic. I believe Ceratosaurus lived from the mid-Jurassic to the late Jurassic. It's actually, for a while we thought, oh, the Ceratosaurs were they're like the pre-classic theropods. They're like before Tyrannosaurs and stuff got off the ground, when they were still more closely related to like Compsognathus, which were the little chicken ones, like little green ones from Jurassic Park 2.
Yeah.
That's when the Tyrannosaurs were like that size, and these guys were like the more dominant ones, and we actually thought these guys kind of fizzled out, but we saw that the Carnosaurs are actually descendants of the Ceratosaur family, which is weird because the Ceratosaurs have like pretty built arms, especially for a medium-sized theropod dinosaur. They have pretty built arms, and they can use them. They're not as intelligent as, say, like an Allosaurus or Tyrannosaurus, or certainly not a raptor. But they hunted small game like the Dryosaurs, which I will show you. Are you okay, Nick?
Yeah, I'm fine. You're
you keep pressing buttons. I keep hearing you press buttons.
I don't.
Now,
I'm clicking between things.
Okay.
Sorry.
And so, this is my Site B, which is where I put a bunch of wild dinosaurs just to let them roam around. And I got like Stegosaurs and Kentrosaurs over here, and Ceratosaurs, and there's Brachiosaurs and Torosaurs, Pachycephalosaurs, Homocephalosaurs, a bunch of things. this is where I'm kind of putting things, because I like the site B-ness. I like having dinosaurs interact. But anyway, we're running a little lower on time, so I'm just going to start cutting to the chase, I guess. Here, we'll do the Dinopedia. There we go. So the Dryosaurus, which I will show you, those were, you see, like Dryosaurus, Hypsilophodon, they're the classic ornithopod dinosaur, which would later evolve into Homocoelophal and Pachycephalosaurus and the Hadrosaurs. Now, there were Hadrosaurs in the Jurassic. The very late Jurassic, there was Hadrosaurs. You start seeing them. They're not nearly as much like Parasaurolophus or Maiasaurus yet, but you see some of those, especially even in the, what is it called? In the Morrison Formation. I don't remember what they're called. You should look that up. Look up the Hadrosaur, the Morrison Formation, please. But you see, there's a Dryosaurus here, and you see a relative of them in the Tanganora beds. You see Ceratosaurus in the Tanganora beds. You see an Allosaur in the Tanganora beds and in the Morrison Formation. And I'm actually going to breed 2 Allosaurs right now. They're going to be my first large carnivore. They're a 4-star carnivore. And Allosaurs actually we thought they were the apex predator. We found a bigger predator. We found Torvosaurus, which was a much more muscular but less fast one. And we see with Allosaurus are very much sauropod killers. So they would hunt Diplodocids and brontosaurs, especially. What the fuck? And you would see them hunt Diplodocids and brontosaurs. And here, I'm just going to follow this guy.
I spelled it wrong. I spelled it as hydro.
Hydro?
Like water.
Hydrosaurus. But with Allosaurus, you see like the distinctive crest and the long arms on this model. It's not a really accurate model, but it would work. It works for now. But you see in the Tanganora beds, and you see Brachiosaurus, and you see a dinosaur called what we thought was another Brachiosaurus subspecies. We honestly thought it was, but it isn't. It's another Brachiosaur species, but because of the Brachiosaurus we find in the Morrison Formation, we have a lot of the body, but we don't have a lot of the head. We only have very fragments. We have very few neck and fragments. And because we thought the Tanganora beds was an extension of the Morrison Formation, a lot of the iconic Brachiosaurus, here I'll cut to one. A lot of the iconic Brachiosaurus that you see, especially that head, that is from the Giraffatitan. Now, Giraffatitan and Brachiosaurus are very similar, and it's kind of like what you expect a Brachiosaurus to look like is a Giraffatitan. Just because we have the head of a Giraffatitan, but we don't have a head of a Brachiosaurus. Brachiosaurus were wider and heavier, but Giraffatitan were taller. But you see it's not a lot of diversity. You have a lot of body plans that seem to work everywhere in the Jurassic. And you don't get, just comparing the Jurassic to the Cretaceous, like in Jurassic Africa, you had a very similar Allosaur in both species. But compare that to just North and South America in the Cretaceous. In North America, you have Tyrannosaurus rex and Triceratops, and you have Pachycephalosaurus and Ornitholestes, and in the Jurassic, you have, not in Jurassic, in South America, meanwhile, you have Carnotaurus, you have Argentinosaurus, you have Gigantosaurus, you have really really weird creatures, and completely different. Just form and stock wise. Like Tyrannosaurus Rex is very much comparative to like a bear, while as the apex predator of South America, Carnotaurus was like a cheetah. So they were fairly different species. And what facts do you have for me, Nick?
For the Hydrosaurus foci is the only species in its genus. The specimen was collected in 1858 from the Woodbury Formation in New Jersey, USA. That's probably what you didn't want. Shit.
Anyway, we're gonna hatch this last dinosaur. Let's see how our other dinosaurs. There's an Allosaurus there, and there's an Allosaurus there, and there's a Ceratosaurus there. Did my other Ceratosaurus die? It died, didn't it?
Maybe. Oh, here's an interesting fact. The Torosaurus possessed one of the largest skulls of any known land animal. The frilled skull reached up to 2.77 meters, or 9.1 feet in length from head to tail. The dinosaur is thought to have measured about 8 to 9 meters, or 26 to 30 feet long, and weighed about 4 to 6 tons. So they were big boys.
Yep. Not as big as, say, a Brachiosaurus, which, let's just do a quick check real fast here. It only has 96% DNA.
So Torosauruses were long boys. Is that okay to say?
Diplodocus was longer. Your Brontosaurus was longer too.
Fight me.
Just fight me now.
Yeah, fight you now.
Okay, Dinopedia, dinosaur species.
The Torosaurus and the Triceratops look kind of similar, but the Torosaurus has an elongated frill with large openings.
The Brachiosaurus, or the Giraffe Titan, grew as heavy as 12 elephants. Elephants weigh about 5,000 pounds. 5,000 times 10, 50,000. So you're looking at 60,000 pounds for a Brachiosaurus.
Okay,
and it's not the heaviest. It's not the heaviest dinosaur to ever live.
I just wanted an excuse to call the Torosaurus a long boy. All right.
Long boys. And then the last dinosaur we just hatched is another one from the Morrison Formation. This is most similar to your Brontosaurus, Nick. We don't have a Brontosaurus in this game, but we do have Camarasaurus, which is kind of like the weird in-between the long neck Apatosaurus and the Diplodocus and the taller, stockier Brachiosaurus. Well, this will be it for this episode because we're at 25 minutes.
Holy shit.
Yep. So we'll see you later.
The longest episode we'll have.
Bye, guys.
Bye.